Hi everyone, it's Mary Catherine from CrochetChiq.com. This is going to be the third part of our video. Sorry for those of you who watched the other two last night, and I had some technical difficulties, so it took me a while to get this all figured out. Like I said, this is the first time that I'm really attempting to do a crochet how-to video from a pattern that I wrote, and so yeah, just bear with me. I swear my next couple videos will probably get better and better, and then we'll look at this and be like, wow. So anyways, we've got our circle, and you guys should by now have 12 half double crochets, and on the pattern it says 12 HDC. Your circle might be bigger, it might be smaller. The little tail end, the one that looks all frivoled on mine, you just pull it tighter, and you pull it just about as tight as you can. And yeah, that happens with the homespun. Sometimes it just kind of comes off. Don't worry about it. It's the end. We're going to cut it, and we're going to sew it in and cut it at the end. So don't even worry about what it looks like. If part of it falls off, it's all good. When you buy the better yarn, though, the ones I was talking about, like loops and thread and stuff, you don't have that problem, and it's really pretty, really chic. Just, it's going to cost you a little bit more. Your hat's going to end up costing you $10 to make, as opposed to this hat using the Walmart yarn that I got. Well, it's not Walmart brand, but the cheaper yarn is only costing me like $5, and I'll have yarn left over, so that's totally awesome. So anyways, in the pattern it says SL into first HDC. Now, what in the heck does that mean? That means we are going to slip stitch into our first stitch that we made at the beginning of our circle, and that's gonna like complete it. And this is called basically there's two ways to make like a hat or a circle. You can do a continual round, which then you have to use a stitch marker, and for beginning I think it's a lot easier, and you don't kind of lose track of your stitches if you just slip stitch in each row you just kind of put together, so then when you're on your second row. Otherwise, I remember when I started out and it was something written in a continual round, I would be like, all right, 23, 24, and then maybe my 2-year-old would come by and be like, mama, mama, and then I'm just like, oh no, I gotta start all over and figure out what number I'm on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our circle here, and you gotta look at your circle, and we're gonna try to see where exactly the first stitch was, and you're gonna wanna stick your hook in there. Make sure you do not wrap like we have been doing. You've got this little loop from your 12th on there. You're gonna stick it in, and if you crochet a little tightly like I just did, it's gonna be a little, you'll wiggle with it a little bit. So we make sure we don't have our tail. We're gonna get the one from the skew, grab our two, wrap it over, pull it through there, and then pull it through the hoops on your hook. Now we have this cute, pull this thing as tight as you can, tiny little circle. There's the front of it. It's so pretty. This actually, if you use it with cotton thread and cotton yarn, you can make little scrubbies for your face to wash them, and they're totally awesome. All you have to do is do this like twice, and bam, you've got it. So on our next, now we're on the part of the pattern that says round 2, and what it says is 2 HDC and 1 HDC in the next, and then it has a star and it says repeat. What does that mean? Well, 2 HDC means we're going to do 2 half double crochet stitches in the next stitch, okay? And then the one after it, we're only going to do 1. And then all we have to do is repeat. It's a pattern. And as we do each round, you're going to realize that's how we make the circle bigger. And we're just going to increase the number of stitches in between the ones that have the 2 stitches. And it's like that anytime you make a stuffed animal that has like a ball shape or a tubular shape. It's like that when you make circles, hot pads that are circles, pot holders that are circles, hats, just any kind of circle. That's how you grow the circle, and you get it like this, only a bigger and bigger. And that's how you get it from curling up, because if I was just to put one in each thing right now, it would start to go up, and our hat would be like a little Barbie hat, which is still cute, but not what we're going for this tutorial. So I forgot to tell you the first part of the pattern. It says we gotta chain up. So basically, I went ahead and did that off camera, so let me hold this up higher. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this. We're gonna put our yarn over the hook, and then we're gonna pull it through, and that's a chain. We did that at the beginning. I don't know if you remember, but that's what we did in the last video. So we've got this little hole right here. It's kind of hard to see, the one we just slip stitched in. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap over our hook, and we're gonna go in that little hole. And this is our first half double crochet. We're going to do this. And we've got 3 loops on the hook, as you can see. We're going to go ahead and pull through all of them. Alright, so that's our first one. But it said in the pattern that we have to do 2 in 1. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to wrap over, and instead of going to the next hole, we're going to go through that hole again. So then we've got our 2 in 1. Now the next part of the pattern says then 1. So we're going to go to the next stitch, which is right here. We're just doing the top part. Make sure you get both loops on the hook. You don't want to just get one because then it's going to look kind of funky. But again, this is a really thick and bulky yarn, so if you do make a mistake and you don't realize till the end of the project and you don't really want to go back and redo it, it's really not that noticeable. Plus, the part we're working on right here is going to be at like the very, I'm trying to show you like right back here. So unless someone's like way taller than you and looking down going, ooh, let's see if she like did her stitches right, no one's going to notice. So it's your first project, doesn't matter what it looks like, be proud of it. If you're kind of anal like I am, I actually like redo all my things probably way too much until I get it just to the way I want it. When I was just starting out though, I'd get too frustrated and I'd get something done. And it's really cool to have something and then, you know, say a month later, look and make the same project and see how much better and how much quicker. The first time you make this hat, if you're not used to crocheting, it might take you forever. But the second time you'll do it in like half the time. It's amazing how fast you can get quick at crochet. So anyways, let's just get back to the project, or this video is going to be like 20 minutes and I'm just going to have like 3 stitches on it, okay? So we're on our next stitch and we're pulling through and we pull through again. So we're going to yarn over or wrap it around the hook, and we're going to go through the next stitch. And this one we're going to have to go through twice. As you can see I'm doing. It's really easy once you get the hang of it. I mean, it's just real simple. So we're going to go to the next stitch. We're going to go through once, yarn over again. I'm going to do this really slow on the next one, okay? Well, this is the one we're going to have to do too, and I'm just going to do it kind of slow, so if you're not quite following me, you can see exactly what I'm doing. I apologize if it's not super clear. I'm trying to see the best way to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to yarn over. Now I have 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to go into this hole right here. See, there's the little bit above it. I'm going to go behind. Make sure the hook part is facing the yarn. Let the hook help you, not hurt you. So we've got 1, 2, and 3 loops on the hook. We're going to wrap and just pull all the way through. Sometimes the yarn sticks a little bit, just give it a little tug. Most of the time it'll come off, especially when you're working with bulky yarn that's more like roving kind of like this. I would consider like it's not quite spun the same way as like regular thick yarn. That's why they call it homespun, which is really fun and really great for a lot of projects. But just different yarns are harder to work with than other ones. But this is, like I said, because this yarn is so thick, it's great for a beginner. Alright, so the last one we only did 1 in that hole, so this one we have 1, we have to do 1 more. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, we're going to go in again, pull it, and then we're going to pull through. And as you can see, the circle is getting bigger. And it doesn't quite look 100% like a circle because it's not finished, but it's already significantly, it looks like it's going to be significantly bigger than this tiny little circle. It's really awesome. Alright, so the next one we're going to do, we're just going to go in 1 and pull through. And then on the next one, we're going to add in 2. And basically, we just do the same pattern until we get to the beginning stitch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing we did at the end of the first circle, which basically is slip stitch. Another thing I want to mention while we're going ahead and we're crocheting through this circle is make sure that you unravel a little bit of your yarn while you're working with it, because if it's tight, your stitches are going to get kind of tight. I always have, I'm going to pull this up, about that much just loose sitting down, and then I kind of pull it because if it's pulling tight from your skew while you're trying to crochet, your stitch is going to come out a little different and it's a little too tight, and then when you go to try to crochet in the next round, it's going to be a little harder to find the hole that you need to crochet in. Alright, so that one is a 1, and then we're going to do 2. It's basically, we're doing every other because we need to increase and make it bigger, but we also want to keep everything even. Otherwise, it won't be a circle, it will be an oval, or it will be a triangle. It's all in the matter of how you space out your increases. That depends on what the shape is. So if you like math, this is definitely a really cool kind of thing to do. I'm not a super big math but I'm actually enjoying it a little bit more now because I get to do really cool things with it. Wow, my screen just went dead, so if you saw me like make a funny face, that was why. I'm on a netbook here and I'm just using the camera there. Like I said, everything's like super low tech. So I've done 2 and then I've done 1 and then I'm right here. I'm gonna do 2 again. We basically just keep doing this pattern until we get to the end of the circle. Some of you might be going a lot faster than me. Some of you might be going slower, needing to pause. Doesn't matter. Just, go at your own space. Make sure that you're enjoying the process. That's what's really cool. Right. So we started with 2. So you stayed on the right track. If when you get to 1, you've done 1 and 1, and then there's nowhere else to go, like I just did. Let me show you. This is what the front part of the hat's gonna look like. The other part is the back side of the hat. So look, ooh, it's a pretty circle. Yay, I made a circle. Okay, and this is actually the size of what you would do for a face scrubby, or a dish scrubby. Which is really cool because you saw how quickly we can make these, and you just make sure you use 100% cotton yarn. Lily's Sugar and Cream is awesome for that. Maybe we'll do a tutorial with that later tonight if I have time. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our slip stitch. It's really important to make sure we find where the beginning thing is, because right here is where our chain 1 is. Try to put that. If we go right there, let me poke it through. We're going to have this funky little thing right there. You don't want that, because then it's not going to be a circle. It's going to be kind of like a bump, and you just don't want that. So you want to make sure you're at the top part. Gonna kind of work your thing in. Make sure you don't yarn over, because it's not a half double crochet. It's just a slip. It's basically you're joining it. It's kind of like sewing. You're just finishing off the round, making sure it's all good, okay? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna pull it through the first one, pull it through the second one. All right, congratulations everyone. You have finished your second round. I'm gonna see you back here for round 3, which we're gonna do an increase, okay?